Hey, what's going on? Everyone Owens here once again with another episode of the Daily Unsung Leader, and continuing on with the hashtag 30 days of leadership hacks. Continuing on, today's hack is called DATS, 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 and it stands for Don't Absorb the Stupid. Don't absorb the stupid. Don't absorb the stupid. Once upon a time, young CMC interacts with Chief Petty Officer. Chief Petty Officer comes to him upset, highly agitated, just all over the place. My sailor X didn't show up, to work again. I'm sick and tired of it. This is BS. Rah, 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 rah. Hair on fire. Young CMC takes on the same level of frustration and anger of said chief and is looking for blood. Is just as angry, is just as frustrated. How dare this person violate good order and discipline and professionalism by continually showing up late? What is wrong with this individual? While CMC is searching for blood, everybody else searching for blood, looking for this member. Come to find out that this member didn't show up to work because his wife went into labor. Already had a leave chit in. The date coincides, the date of her delivery coincides with the date that he put on, on the leave chit in preparation for it. The chief, I completely forgot. Now, everybody looks like morons because calls have been made to this sailor, threatening this sailor. Mind you, sailor never got any of those calls because sailor is doing what he's supposed to do with his wife in the birthing area. Not take his phone in there, the whole nine. Just imagine, though, how that sailor's going to feel when they go back to their phone and see 7,900 missed calls accompanied by 5,400 messages saying, you're going to mast and you're going to get this and you're going to get that. It's ridiculous. But all because the CMC, the leader, decided to absorb the level of frustration and anger and agitatedness of the chief when he came in. Didn't separate himself from the emotional spike of that moment and allowed that emotional spike to become a prolonged emotional outburst, and that emotional outburst became that leader's temperament. It's the last thing that you want to do, to have an emotional outburst become your temperament. Because you don't think clearly. It's not possible because you're too emotional. You're in fight or flight. You're in a stressed out state. Half your brain is shut off because you allowed yourself to be compromised by your emotions. So somebody comes into the room, hair on fire, agitated, irritated, frustrated, all the eights. You can't assume, you can't absorb, and I've talked a little bit about this before, but you cannot absorb the emotional state of the people that you interact with. Somebody has to keep a clear mind. Somebody has to be able to think through the scenario with a little bit of clarity and ask, well, is the member on leave? Does the member have something pressing that you may have forgot about because you're upset? Somebody needs to have a clear head to ask the right questions at the right time to elicit the right response. But guess what? You can't do that if you are emotionally compromised. This works not only in leadership, but guess what? This works as a parent too, right? Because if you have children of school age, your kids come home one day crying about their teacher, crying about how they were mistreated, how they've been picked on, and all this other stuff. So you, good parent, hair on fire. It's my hair on fire. Go down to the school, ready to go off on this teacher. and you go off, da 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 da, and you ain't da 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 da, and how dare you, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, your child was at fault. Now you look like a fool. All because you absorbed stupid. Don't absorb the stupid. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated by the lower emotional state of the person that you're interacting with, because that's only going to lead to a downfall. This guy speaking from experience, because in an effort to be an advocate for somebody, you mirror you mirror the person that you're interacting with, and yeah, you want to build that rapport. I'm upset right along with you. Yeah. But you didn't give yourself enough time to just ask a couple of really easy questions to determine whether or not your anger and frustration is legitimately warranted in this case. All right, so be aware of how people approach you when they have their heads on fire. Be consciously aware of your emotional state. Somebody comes, with their hair on fire, just step back, breathe a little bit, pause. Okay. And then ask a couple of questions. Because those couple of questions could allow that person that you're interacting with to calm down as well, to see things, from a higher level of perspective, and give you enough time, to, see through, weave through the frustration and irritation to find out what the real actual issue is. And, potentially save yourself from an embarrassing situation. All right. So today's leadership hack: don't absorb the stupid. That's yep. So tomorrow I'll be back with another episode of 30 Days of Leadership Hacks. Let me know what you think. Like, comment. Also, hey, come on over to the Unsung Leaders group. Subscribe. To the page. I'll accept you. We're talking about leadership, talking about productivity, talking about personal development. We're talking about everything in an effort to grow and to become better for the people that we interact with. All right. And don't think just because you may not be in a leadership position right now that you're not a leader. If you're a parent, guess what? You're a leader. If you have a sphere of influence, guess what? You have the potential to be a leader within that sphere. Leadership isn't about titles. It's about influence. And if you want to have greater influence in your area of influence, come on over. Let's have some conversations at the Unsung Leaders. I'm accepting any and all. So come on over. Let's all grow together. Unsung Leader out. Peace.